Class 6 Biology, Chapter 4 Health and Hygiene, page number 58. Good morning, students. Today we will see some modes of transmission of diseases. First, there is through air. Now there are certain diseases like cold, influenza, tuberculosis, measles, which are spread through air. When an infected person who carries such diseases or complications, he sneezes or coughs, then the minute droplets in the air, they can be inhaled by a healthy person, and then the germs enter the healthy person's body and then it infect them. Now, what is the meaning of these droplets? You must have seen whenever someone sneezes, some very fine drops. Sometimes it is visible, sometimes it is not visible. So very fine drops, they come out of the person's nose. These drops are called droplets. Now I will tell you about some of these diseases in a short. During cold, we have a runny nose. Generally, this cold is a viral complication or viral disease. Then there is influenza. This influenza is a viral disease once again, where one can show high fever, runny nose, sore throat and coughing. Then tuberculosis. It is a bacterial disease. The bacteria affects our lungs. It is also called TB in short, that is TB in short. And I'm sure you have heard this term TB before also. Then the next one is measles. It is a viral disease. Here, a red flat rash which starts on face and then spreads to the rest of the body. Students, if you remember, some 2 years back, most of you got an injection in school. One of the vaccine in that injection was of measles. Can you tell me which was the another vaccine which was given to you in school? It was of rubella. Now I will see the diseases which are spread through food and water, that is dirty food and water or contaminated food and water. Diseases like typhoid, cholera, dysentery and other intestinal infections may spread through contaminated food and polluted water. If the germs of these diseases, they somehow get mixed with our water, and if this water is consumed by a healthy person, then surely that healthy person is going to have the diseases. The diseases are then called as waterborne diseases. Then there are so many other means of transfer of these diseases. Now I will tell you about typhoid, cholera, dysentery in short. First, typhoid. It is a bacterial infection. There is a abdominal pain, constipation and headache in this disease. Then next is cholera. It is also a bacterial disease. The body loses water in the form of very loose motions, and sometimes vomiting also occurs in this cholera case. Then the next one is dysentery. It is caused by bacteria, or sometimes it is also caused by amoeba. Students, this amoeba is also a microorganism. Now dysentery is somewhat similar to cholera, with difference that in cholera watery motion was there, but in dysentery blood also comes out in motion. Now what we can do to prevent these diseases? To prevent diseases that spread through food and water, always store food and drinking water in clear and covered utensils to avoid contamination. Use efficient filtering systems in swimming pools to clear water regularly. Now there are other certain diseases which are spread not by any other means but by direct contact. So some diseases like conjunctivitis, it is an eye infection, and scabies, which is a skin infection, spread through direct contact or by sharing things like towels and combs. Now what is this conjunctivitis? It is an eye complication where the white part of eye called conjunctiva becomes reddish. You know, it is also called eye flu. Then scabies is there. It is caused by a mite where there is itchiness over the skin. Students, in my last class I have already told you about the vectors or carriers of the diseases, and I gave you the example of some mosquitoes like Aedes and Anopheles mosquito, where Aedes was spreading the disease dengue and Anopheles mosquito was spreading the disease malaria. Now what are the steps to avoid infection? So we can drink filtered or boiled water. Keep food covered and do not eat exposed food items. Do not let water stagnate. You know the meaning of stagnate? The water which is accumulated over a place. So do not let water stagnate or heaps of garbage to accumulate near your house. Keep garbage bins covered. Do not use clothes, food items or other articles of a patient suffering from an infectious disease. Do not share used towel, handkerchief, comb and drinking glass with others. Wash your hands with soap before eating and after using the toilet. Cover your nose and mouth while sneezing and coughing. Drink pasteurized milk or boil it thoroughly before drinking. Now here this pasteurized milk. Students, it is a process where our liquid items like milk is sterilized. So our milk is heated for a given duration of time, like for some seconds or for some minutes at a certain temperature. Then avoid any direct contact with patients suffering from contagious diseases like chickenpox and measles. Now I'm sure you know the meaning of contagious disease. Contagious means which can transfer easily from one person to another person, or it is also called communicable disease. Now how can we get rid of disease carriers? You know the meaning of disease carriers, the vectors like our Anopheles mosquito and Aedes mosquitoes. These are the vectors, means which will spread the disease. Now getting rid of disease carriers. Do not allow insects to breed. This can be done by keeping your surroundings clean. Use chemicals and insecticides to kill insects or prevent their multiplication. Keep food covered. Do not allow water to stagnate. This will help prevent breeding of mosquitoes. Keep garbage bins covered to prevent breeding of flies. So this is all for today, class. Goodbye.